Okay, so we're now recording, and I would like to welcome everybody to a wonderful interview with the Spouses Irradia from Czech Republic, and welcome both of you. It's wonderful to see you, especially Ziria. It's nice to see you again after seeing you in Moscow.
Yeah, it's my pleasure to meet both of you for the first time.
Yes, and I think you both look wonderful, wonderful. Just so that the people who are listening, we are muting everyone except Irradia, so that there will be no feedback noises on the recording. Should you have questions at any time, please press the button where it says to raise your hand, and then we will get to you as soon as it's a possibility to answer your questions. And also you have the capability to type in the chat box underneath the screen there, so that if you want to type in a question, and then we can read it and ask Irradia to answer those questions. So let us begin. And first, let me ask, how are things with you? And tell us about, Ziria, how you emigrated from Russia and what happened with Radium, the first spouse.
If you remember, was previously interview in Moscow. In this moment, I divorced with him because our relationship not was good, and this all happens after incident 12 May 2012. After this case with FSB, after radiation sources, after his criminal case, and he completely changed negative side. But even before, when we lived together, between us never was relationship like husband and wife. We live like friends or brother and sister. But before, like, was normal relationship. But after, how was it explained?
Like what they're trying to say, that she was with Radium. They were like friends. They really. She's grateful to him that he helped her to escape from Ukraine. But unfortunately, when there was pressure during this FSB case, when he was caught buying some radioactive sources, he turned away from radiation and started to behave very negative to Ziria. So their ways basically separated.
He started cheat me with another underage girl, but cheat, this means in figure of speech, because our relationship not was like husband and wife, like I told before. And but problem was because he started very negative to me. And in this interview, of course, all information, unfortunately, that we told in interview partly was lying, because all projects that described in this interview in real was only my project. All what I did about radiation, because in real Radium, he completely not interested about radiation, and he even find out about radiation when we started communicating. He even don't know about this before, and we was like agree with each other before he agreed on this interview, because if he will not agree, I even will not join this interview. It was very big pressure. You can explain about it.
This interview was opportunity for both. For Ziria, she felt inside that she has to do this interview because she felt
I really
she not belong there.
I really not understand when I do this interview, because when I meet you, Stewart, too, I feel something very good, something positive, and I feel that I need this interview. I don't know. I feel something inside, but I don't know why.
Thanks to this interview, we were able to find each other. So it was really important to.
In general, more important thing that this interview was like a way to my husband home.
Yeah, and when I interviewed you in Moscow, I did notice that Radium was a little bit strange in the way that he acted. I almost felt like he maybe did not want to be there. So I understand what you're saying, And you mentioned again about the incident in Moscow in May 2012 with FSB. And for the listeners, FSB is the new version of KGB. Basically, is the same. They just had new initials. But for you, Ziria, did they threaten you? Did they try to expel you from Russia?
Like FSB, if they tried to expel you from Russia, like
they like physically, like in direct sense, not. But they create all events, but they are not belong in this place. First, that of course, when this happens, in brief explanation, they come all in apartment, all radiation control service, and all like. Can you explain?
Like basically, they did not they did not say directly, we don't want you here and leave, or we will, for example, do something bad to you. But they give these little signs.
For example, they stole all my things, but completely not radioactive. My things, my clothes, my shoes, my all radium things. They all left, and even give him gift. Put some knife in his. I remember in his backpack. It was very.
They basically show like. Radium is our friend, and Ziria, we don't want you here. Go away. Like this was the sign. Like after FSB took all their things and searched through these things.
Of course, for me, this was very big psychological trauma. Most big trauma was very interesting moment when this happens. 12th May, Radium became suicide. He even before was very suicide guy. When I meet him, I remember I tried to save him from this because he must much suicide thoughts have been had. But after incident, this all returned even more. And he tried to become suicide, cut veins. And I remember in this moment, he told me he won't kill me, and after that he killed himself. And in this moment, when he tried to kill me, I remember I have a voice in head, a very strong voice who like cry and like very, very, very loud shout, like I'm not supposed to doing this. I need to survive. And this was voice my husband. And after that was cases because they very, very big nervous stress was. In this moment, I was out of body 2 times, and I saw my future. And in this moment, I really like started realize that I'm not supposed to be here, and I try to survive, and I know that what future will be, and I try to survive. I know that this is my destiny, not in Moscow.
Yes, and so now you have a new husband, Erkrieal, and so who is he? Does he eat like you, and does he also eat radioactive substances?
My husband, of course, my husband, this is like me. In real, I all time looking for my husband. Radium, like I told before, he not was like my husband or who supposed to be with me. This was like my experience, like my step through what step I supposed to be go. Like Moscow, this is my temporary stay, and after that I meet my husband, and my husband, this is part of me. We like one whole. We come from radiation dimension, and we all both have Dietary region. Only different that we come in this planet different ways.
Mm-hmm. Like our origin comes from basically from center of absolute expansion began. Radiation dimension is not physical reality; it's reality like where of soul, of spirit, I can say.
Yes.
Did you know this before, Ziria? Erkrieal, did you know all of this before Ziria, or did she open up your memories?
No, well, partly because I started awakening mostly after Fukushima incident, because during this time a lot of radiation was released in the environment, and this, of course, energy acts on me like different, like awakening inside. It's part of me, and
like part of his consciousness was inside the sector of Fukushima, and after this explode, this part started returning in him. Inside. I incarnated different way. My consciousness was awakening earlier. incarnate in Chernobyl nuclear power plant and in time incident, 26 April 1986 year. And of course, in this moment was very big part of me, and this is a reason why I from childhood remember all and remember all what was with me, and of course, part of my consciousness also was in Comet, Galilei Comet. In this moment, in moment of birth, they was like connected in this moment, and this part of consciousness, they like was connected to each other.
Yeah. So what is your feeling about Fukushima accident?
Fukushima, we see this event as very positive. Of course, I really started to awaken in this moment after the accident happened and remember things. And another, of course, it creates so much radiophobia, this event.
From one side, of course, it creates radiophobia, but for humans, always all events like Chernobyl, like Fukushima, always creates radiophobia. First, radiophobia in real appear after first Hiroshima, Nagasaki bombing. Before, if you remember, Spouses Curie, Marie Sklodowska and Pierre Curie, when they discovered radioactive elements, radiation even was positive, and people know this like healing effect. But this was like radiophilia, radioephoria, complete opposite from radiophobia. And after that started radiophobia because, of course, somebody from above, from people, was very like don't like this. And they
people in power, of course, try to make money. And radiophobia, this is source of money for them. This is like mind control and also economic system control. Basically, there's so much money spent on radiation protection, on these kind of things.
Or on pharmacy, on vitamins, special
health system,
when people completely addicted.
This is all based to protect from radiation, but instead they should do opposite. They should try to find ways to adapt to radiation, not protect from health.
Because if not adapt from radiation, humanity will die. Because now humanity wants this or not, but radiation will be increased in all areas. Radiation will be increased from space, magnetosphere areas will be weaker, and after eruption, all radioactive elements will become outside, and people will cannot do anything with this. If they, most funny moment, if they want to relocate in space somewhere on Mars, this will be even more impossible because radiation from space even more stronger. And people think, for example, Project Mars 1, they think they can create artificial organs. Whole body will be artificial, and after that they can survive in radiation. This is very funny because this will be even not human after that. This will be robot.
Yeah. So do you think that people should not be so afraid of Fukushima and the radiation threat that's in news?
Of course, creation of
just one more. I will answer this question. Basically, of course, no need to be afraid, because what this does, it brings a new wave of consciousness, not just, for example, to us, but to all people on this planet. And people who have healthy lifestyles, who like live in harmony with nature, basically not negative thinking, they can live too, like adapt to higher doses of radiation. It's completely possible for them. So I don't see this as negative.
Now, in our moment, negative come from, of course, people who what happened this accident in Fukushima, and so many negative thoughts come to this. And negative thoughts, they will be never bring happy life. They will be always return to send this negative thoughts. In this case, this negative thoughts, they create this negative environment, even more worse, and chaos and all state of humanity, getting even more worse from this.
So if you were to go to Fukushima for decontamination of the radioactive waste and eat them, would you go?
We will go, of course, because this will be our dream. This is like, for me, this is like my reminds of my home, like common earth, my Chernobyl born, so strong radiation dose. This most pleasant, most native environment for us.
And of course, we would offer like assistance, because right now people don't even know what is really happening there. They don't have information how basically what's going on, because they cannot access to this place because of so high radiation doses. Even technique cannot work in these places, and we really could go there without harm or prove this, that we can withstand this, and this would bring really big change to this planet.
Only about it in radiation isotopes, I don't know, because of course have different sides from this, like have positive side and negative side. What negative side?
Negative side, no.
From if we go on Fukushima, what negative?
Of course, we don't want also, if we like given this opportunity to go there, and we don't want to be like guinea pigs, like studied like some you understand what I mean. Under
experimental put, like against will. If we go on Fukushima, we want to go just like volunteer, like for free. If we go for free, it will be with very big pleasure.
Do you think those people already know exactly what you're trying to bring forward, this information?
Well, they maybe wait for us. Like they wait our reaction. I think this interview will be very important for them to see. So really, I hope that they will change their mind definitely. I hope they will change.
Well,
can become, but of course, like slowly, like by steps.
Step by step. We hope, like we will show them that there is another way. But they do not need to be afraid of radiation.
So you feel that people can adapt to the radiation and have it become part of their life.
Of course. They don't have to eat radiation, for example, like we do, but they can live in higher. Even now, people live in higher places with higher radiation doses and have completely normal, healthy life.
But a big difference, of course, people who live in high radiation doses, they usually live in very remote places, like out from civilization. More important facts, like all people who live in civilization, like in society, they must program. Again, programming of mind here play very big role. Radiophobia, this is mind programming, very, very strong mind programming. And of course, this mind programming create another very negative factors. Here a lot of negative factors we can tell, like most important of them.
It's very important factors if like really people take seriously to adapt to radiation, because this is inevitable.
It's not only in mind level, it's also in a physiological level. These negative factors, they act on both levels, in mind and in physiology, in organism.
Of course, most important to remove fear of radiation, because it really is a natural thing, like in space everywhere. It's sun, it's all absolute. It's created from radiation, and here, like for example, some of these factors we can like now give example. If really people want to adapt to higher doses, that will definitely increase.
But they need to remove these negative factors, because these factors, they on biological level get into organism completely destroy. And how acts radiation? Radiation kill sick organisms, like sick cells, like all like the same principle like radiotherapy. Like for example, cancer.
Yeah.
So they remove cancer.
So do you think that radiation is actually a positive forward step for humanity?
Of course.
Do you think they're trying to keep that forward step from us by trying to keep us in fear?
Exactly. This is, you're very good described by this. This exactly what they want. They're slowing down an evolution of humanity.
This is the evolution.
Radiophobia. This is the evolution. Basically, radiation provides energy to transmutate DNA. It can completely change human mind, human consciousness.
And now, most interesting fact that human brain even less than was in like earlier, like
earlier stages of evolution. Now even like more degraded because of, for example, some bad habits like drinking, very heavy smoking, drugs.
Cigarettes, especially nicotine that contains cigarettes, this is very strong poison in any case, in every concentrate. Even smoking, even eat, this is very strong poison. For example, alcohol, this is very strong oxidation. what most alkaline and oxidation organisms, most important facts. If organism alkaline, have state pH like alkaline. Organism can be
So the radiation alkaline your body? The radiation?
Radiation not alkaline body, but in alkaline body, radiation will be completely normal act.
Like
In acid organism will be even more acidation will be even more common in this state. And of course, acid organism, this is ideal environment for cancer tumors, for all illness that have inside. Can you tell about another negative?
Also, we want to say another negative factor. Not only this bad habits like drinking, smoking, and these kind of things, but also important, for example, sound frequencies.
Very negative sound frequencies, suicide melodies. They completely destroy all that people like listening these frequencies, very low frequencies. They really very destroy mind. And of course,
swear words.
Swear words.
But it is even people can feel inside that. But when you say swear word, this is something negative, some negative energy I release to environment.
But swear words in real, this is very degradative factor. If people use swear words, this means they destroy themselves from inside, and not only themselves, then destroy another people from around who hear this.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And one most important, like not most important, but very important too, of course, relationships without love.
Not intimate contact.
Intimate contact, like random people.
Like when people getting pregnant by this, they damage child born. This child can be different, can be some genetic damage, can be even which household born, can be completely like suffer all life, cannot be healthy human.
When children like conceived by accident without love, it's very high possibility it will be born completely without soul, and later in life it will behave very negative.
If born without soul, this ideal place to come inside another creature, anti-life creature, and they parasite inside, and they can eat another human. This is.
But this is very
another topic.
Very
about anti-life matter.
Yeah. So you feel that the radiation can either program or deprogram the mind.
Of course, most important fact that radiation show only truth. Like most important fact, radiation show only truth, and all lying or illusion disappear.
Radiation doesn't have any barriers. It basically is everywhere, even little doses of radiation, and it sees all. It's like this all-seeing eye that you see on this pyramid on the Earth. That this all-seeing eye is actually radiation, because it really sees all in absolute and everywhere. No, I just give you like example of this all-seeing.
Of course, psycho-emotional state, human person who constantly have under influence of ionizing radiation, very strong opposite from mind of another human. For example, increased concentration of attention, like directly proportional for dose of radiation. Another, of course, most important ability perceive only facts. This means this person will be not believe or faith or something like on what not exist. He needs only proof by facts. What he feel or what he see, what he can touch, all senses. Also, of course, someone point of view too doesn't matter if they not see like proof by facts.
By facts, and of course, I don't know, you said religion.
No.
Of course, with radiation, it protects mind from being controlled by any programs, and one important thing, like program, is the religion, of course. This
very big program, very old,
very ancient, and this is this really, it's also for another topic, but I think you know what we're talking about. It's basically two very big complex mind programs.
And of course, radiation. When people under influence of radiation, very often they have point of view like atheism. They not any religion. They only by their facts. They know these facts, and of course, most important, under influence of radiation, human can feel not only 5 senses, but even more than 5 senses, and he can obtain this information from outside world. Also, what else?
Well, I think that's basically it.
This is, I think, basically all, but in with these all factors together, human mind really can be protected under mind control and can be strong from mind control, can be strong from any influence, and any mind control beginning to be impossible in this state of consciousness. Of course, radiation always shows true. Radiation always comes through object. Radiation cannot through all barriers. Radiation cannot stop. She always comes through. If even human close in mentally close from radiation, radiation always comes through. If and show all what happens inside human. We noticed this in our experience very good. Under influence of radiation, all humans, they show what they have inside. Disgusting or not disgusting, they show all what is inside.
They show good or on bad sides.
Good and bad sides, they show all.
And you feel that also radiation can provide eternal life, to become immortal?
Well, in terms of physical reality, of course, body cannot live eternally. This impossible, but it can prolong life to very, very high years, very high age.
Of course, for human genetic now, impossible live internal for body, but very high possibility. Of course, even humans who live now in remote region. Still exists a lot of regions where have radiation background very high, for example, 100 microsieverts per hour, 100 microsieverts per hour, and so and they live 150 years minimum, and this is normal age for them. And now humans in cities, they live maximum 45 years. This is maximum. When they live in radiation background is the city 1.5 microsieverts per hour. This is terrible radiation background. It's almost zero. This is and in these regions, for example, most criminogenic regions, which most low radiation doses, most ill people live in most so-called clean places from radiation. This is a real statistics. Most clean radiation places, most destructive in real.
Now, we saw a video where you measure yourself by a dosimeter with a strong radiation background. So is it dangerous to have people around you with the radiation that you emit?
No, this is really not dangerous because, for example, after ingestion of radioactive sources, we have little higher dose, but in very short time, this radioactive substances are distributed to all body, and basically it's shielded from inside, so they cannot get outside. So really, there is not some extra high
partly shield because of uranium in the skin, and it's very very low radiation, almost. Invisible, only alpha detector can see that, and have glowing under ultraviolet, green color eyes, skin, teeth, nails, a lot of things. By the way, we can show now in front of camera radiation dose from us and what pendants we wear, for example.
We just a second. We constantly wearing, for example, this is just sign, it's not radioactive, but
very strong.
We like to wear uranium minerals. I don't know if you can see. for example, this uranium mineral, like to irradiate heart and we really feel pleasant from it. This is really very positive for us.
So radiation source uranium is good too.
Now, is that what you also eat, those same stones?
One more time?
We eat these stones. We crumble them in powder and dissolve in water and drink. For example, if you want, we can demonstrate this now in front of camera too.
Okay.
We can show radiation source that we have, for example.
Basically, we not need to eat very often, but sometimes comes sometimes comes like a need, inner need for like irradiation from inside, and this when we really like prepare food, for example, like
you want
water.
to take away radiation sources. You can remove this. You can prepare now.
Just a moment, we'll be right back. Can show from close. This is uranium powder, like a crumbled uranium mineral.
And where do you get that? Where do you find that?
We live very close to uranium mine, so we found we're looking for minerals.
It's an amazing place. Even 300 meters from house have one uranium mine. It's very close. We can show now.
So do you eat this very often?
Well, not very often, really, because now when we have high doses of radiation in the room, for example, minerals around us, we don't have so much need for inner intake. But for example, 2 times a month, 3 times a month, we like to drink uranium water like this.
So you drink the water, not this actual stone.
No, we also if now we don't have very much good crumbled powder because this is very big stones. We only eat when very good crumbled to like powder, uranium powder. This we can really normally eat.
Okay, you can go. You can take another. You can show this statement. You can see this is black water. This is all uranium powder. This is black water, uranium. Good thing, radiation dose. You can drink. But please for me, please.
I just need to like this powder.
What does it taste like?
It tastes like uranium.
Like uranium. It's not like specific metallic taste like iron, for example, but this is like something like sand, but sweet. Something like this. No, not me. We just now will drink. You drink all? No, please drink it. No. This is too much. Now we can show. Give me the Dimitri. Radiation background from us, like. Well,
of course.
No, not family, but radiation source, of course. We almost must have radiation background from us when we drink.
Well, now have because around minerals.
No, please remove this mineral. I want to show how it felt mineral.
Okay.
Almost all blocking in body. This is was not big amount, but this is not radioactive.
like it doesn't matter, of course, showing higher radiation background because we have minerals around everywhere. Like, we like it.
And very little like.
Just for example, this is like uranium powder from rest. Like, I don't know if you can see this very good, but.
What else do you eat as a normal? What else do you eat besides this? Do you eat meat and vegetables, or what do you eat?
Vegetables, yes, but we mostly like mushrooms. We collect here mushrooms, a lot of mushrooms. The mushrooms grow here everywhere, and mushrooms here are very big and most amazing. This radioactive flesh mushrooms here really amazing big, and they contain so many radioisotopes inside. And this is really when we eat this.
Now we are taught.
No, but we really very much like mushrooms. Our favorite food. This is like
they
contain so many radioisotopes here.
Stimulate very
tasty. Or in Konya guys in previous year was very big amount.
Basically, we can eat. I just put away this. Can you hear us?
Still.
Basically, we can eat normal food for humans, but until a certain amount, because of course, it can be dangerous if too much vitamins come to body or too much acid environment for our body. So really with limit.
Oh, but we cannot eat acid. Alkaline.
But we like normally eat salad, vegetable, spaghetti, or completely normal food, of course. Mostly vegetarian, of course.
We not eat meat very big of oxidation and like гниение, you know, process. Dead meat, very not good feeling and effect on our organism very bad.
Now we are told that mushrooms are bad for your liver. If you eat too many mushrooms, that you could actually die from eating them because there are so many toxins in livers that are in mushrooms.
Well, we now start to like study mycology because we study go in forest very often. We found so many mushrooms and we find out how much in real mushrooms eaten and poison in real for statistics poison mushrooms in our world only 10 times 10 only. Another mushrooms all mushrooms can eat. They only of course need to know how to prepare. Some of them like not eaten or like bad need prepared before, like need know how good prepare. But in real, only 10 types mushrooms in our world are very toxic. Another can really be not toxic.
But of course, as you say, too much mushrooms do need like a bit moderation. Like need to have a little more different type of food too, of course.
By the way, we can show minerals. No, we not show radioactivity.
If you want to see some minerals, because this for meditation to irradiate the whole body basically. It's very big pieces we found here. Normally dig from ground. It's not so much deep because after mining they left so many pieces very close to surface. So. Just a second.
Yeah.
This is our most favorite running meat. Hello, somebody here?
Yeah.
Most favorite running meat because it's most powerful source that we found.
Yeah, I see.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Now, I remember Ziria, especially when I met you in Moscow. You had an encrypted language with these characters that reminded me of hyperspace archetypes. Can you tell us more about those?
This is not our native language, our both. This language of radiation, the different name language of radiation. This language come in real in Earth, like humans don't know this language and not have any analogies of this language in planet Earth. But you can find this language in tracks, for example, from cloud chamber, or in tracks on meteorites, and tracks on some radioactive minerals. This is language of elementary particles. This is tracks when they come through some material, they leave these tracks, and these tracks create this symbol. This is tracks of elementary particles. These tracks come from cosmic rays. This is language communicate between stars. This language communicate between radiation sources, and we even have technology that we can hear this voice of radioisotopes, and we can even record this, and people can hear this. But this little later we will tell. What about encrypted language? When I started to develop this language, even was I in Moscow, this was 3 types of this language. First type, this is simple symbols. One symbol, he like can interpret like one symbol means one word on English or another language. Like this means concrete sense. Second level, this was intuitive symbols. I will show you. For example, this is simple symbol. Here, this like 1, 2, 3. Simple symbols. Intuitive. This is more complicated. This is like a big picture of like reminds fractal. This is a lot of symbols. It's very big message. He contains a lot of information. This is like intuitive symbols. They contain a lot of information in this message. And a second level, this is mixed. When you combine a simple symbol and intuitive, and this very powerful, most powerful like method, because in 2 levels can act, like in visual and subconsciousness.
Of course, it affects, this language affects reality a lot around. It's not just like some message on paper, but more important that it really affects like in distance around this message.
Some people can tell this is some magic. This is not magic, but this is real. This language, he like open radiation dimension. This language, he like open source of absolute light, and he acts on physical reality. He can act. If, for example, we create some message on harmonizer, or a message for some people, for deprogramming consciousness, or for, I don't know, health stuff, for love, or for something, they really will be like attract this and acts on reality. Need only know, of course, what message write, how correct write it, but this will be acts. This is this language really has very big effect on physical reality. I many times see this how this acts.
So you can use the language to heal people, to deprogram people, this kind of thing.
Very recent, like people ask about create some healing technology maybe on this. We still not have this in internet, like, but we have this technology. Need, of course, describe this more and put more videos, more articles for this. For example, we now create our website, irradia.com. And we will post here, I hope very soon, some articles, some videos, and, for example, about this and about music radioisotopes. A lot of things can share with people, because, of course, on Facebook, for example, cannot find all information. They all mix information. Website better.
Yeah. So actually, you can create music with the radioisotopes.
This was very interesting technology. Accidentally find out about this. One friend tried to record sound from dosimeter, from scintillation crystal. This was dosimeter Eberlein PRM5. he was connected with scintillation crystal natriiod thallium, and sound pulses was come on phones, headphones, and this was microphone. This was like from this come to netbook Asus, and this was recorded through program, through some music program. And when this was recorded, we was shocked. When he was shocked, he gave us to listen this, and we really hear voice. This was voice from radioisotope. This is he speak in encrypted language, and it's the same language that I communicate. And we can communicate between each other. We was completely shocked when we find out about this. And of course, we try to. I before in Moscow tried to record this too, but of course after incident all equipment was stolen. Not have anything anymore to continue this research, but I still have a lot of music to like on this based on this technology, and post like very soon we can post this to people listening this, because this is very interesting and have very big effect on mind when listening this. Especially when combined with another sounds. For example, have application radioactive orchestra. This is two real sounds from radio, but it's not voice, not recording voice, but it's like imitation of nuclear decay, computer imitation. And it's very good, very good when combined with both sounds. Very nice music and very high frequencies created by this.
And you will have that available on your website for people, and maybe have your own seminars and lectures online.
Yeah, in future, of course, but we need to now work on propagation. Well, mostly propagation for this, and of course need
that people invite us or
invitations. Of course, we would be very happy to participate in more interviews, in more events like this. Of course.
Well, you know that in May I will be going to Japan. And the people that I know in Japan are very interested in your work, and so perhaps we can make some connection there for you as well.
Oh, it will be very good.
It would be our dream, of course, to go to Japan. So thank you for this opportunity.
Yes, of course. And so, what are you both doing now in Czech Republic? How do you live your life? What are you doing?
Right now, we, of course, looking for a job very hard, because it's not easy. We spend most money on relocation.
Well, this was very hard, of course. When happened this incident, it was very hard pressure from Radium. His mother treated me like she wanted to deport me in Ukraine, and you know that I in Ukraine not have place for living even, because I escaped from Ukraine after 21 years physical and mental violence from so-called adoptive family, and this was very big trauma for me. And I tried to find some money, because how escape in Moscow. And I remember after happened this interview, some people started respond. No, after happened this interview with you too, I mean, started some response from people who want to donate money. At least this was not big, but some people really donate money, and they very much help. Because I very grateful for this help from people, because of them I was able to relocate, because I don't know what happens if I cannot. Really was my life was in danger in this moment. They can do with me anything, and of course we spent a lot of money, because we first need to relocate. I relocate from Russia, and we need to meet in Ukraine, because my husband cannot go in Russia. He needs visa get, and I cannot go in Czech Republic because I need visa, and we need to marry, and we married in Ukraine, and we supposed to live half month in, of course, in hotel, because not have any place to stay. We spend again money on this, and after that we need to spend money and a long time wait for approved visa. And after that, we relocate in Czech Republic.
I can describe. Well, basically, trying to say that, of course, it will take a lot of time and money to arrange all visas, basically, all hotels for marriage to relocate, and look for apartment here in Czech Republic, of course.
2 times relocate in Czech Republic.
So now we like very bad financial situation. We looking for job very intensively now. I do some little graphic design jobs, but of course I don't have so much.
My husband professional graphic designer, but of course.
Situation here in Czech not so good, and of course we have to pay health insurance every month.
For me, it's very big disaster because I need to for legally in Czech Republic, I need every month to buy health insurance, and of course, when not have money, I cannot buy this. But I need somehow legally stay in Czech Republic because it's very important.
So, if people want to help you, how can they financially help you? What should they do to help you with finances?
Well, if they really want to donate, they can do this via Western Union or PayPal. There are many ways to do this, of course.
We have PayPal donation now open. Western Union too, of course. If they can personally to us,
of course we can
share contacts. But now we're in really very hard situation. We now in any time can be homeless.
But also another possibility we created our shipway shop where we sell some 3D printed products. So if people want to get something back, for example, for their money, they can always buy some product or something like this, and this will really help us too.
But we have from shipway shop only 50 or 20%. For this money, impossible to live and buy for rent. And of course, we now have money for rent only for 2 months. We don't know what we will do. We not have any job here, and here impossible found job. Only if somebody, we even agree to relocate somewhere. For example, in another country, if have very good job opportunity, somebody give us housing, for example. We even agree on this because really now our situation, we after 2 months can be homeless. We don't have any income. We don't know what to do in this situation.
And on your website, if people go on your website, will there be a way they can communicate with you to help you and buy? Yes.
And the website again?
Irradiacouple.com. Irradiacouple.com.
Radiacouple.com.
Okay.
We now .com. We now recently started building it, and there is will be more information now. It's like only basic contacts,
only
links
contact
to social profile.
Do you have your PayPal address listed on your website right now?
Of course. There is donate button on website. So
you can tell just email PayPal.
It's on website. I don't remember from.
Jaroslav .sport.
I don't know how to. Never mind.
You can write.
Okay. I can write in chat.
Okay.
If somebody cannot push on this button, for example, we directly know this address and can send in this email address donations.
Okay.
You see it?
YouTube recording.
Okay, yeah, this will be on YouTube recording so everybody can see your email and how to contact you. And at this moment, I would like to ask the audience if they have any questions for Irradia to please raise your hand and we will unmute you so Irradia can hear your question. Any questions?
You can also type it privately into the chat.
Yeah, if you want to type privately, you can do that and I will read it to them.
I think your information is very astounding, and I think it gives people a lot of things to think about because we have lived in fear of radiation all my life. I mean, from the time I was born, all they could talk about was Hiroshima and everybody dying from radiation. And of course, you see people in the suits and all the horrible things they tell you. So I think the information that you're bringing forward is so mind-boggling for people that it's, even myself, for everything I've heard, I'm thinking, okay, I'm questioning, am I, the victim of another program that I didn't know? I think it's amazing what you're doing and the thoughts that you're making run through my head. So I'm sure our audience is also a little stunned, perhaps.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and so do I have your permission to give your information to my Japanese contacts?
Of course. If have any possibility,
we will love,
very,
with big
very
pleasure.
This is our dream to really go there.
Mm-hmm.
So,
especially not in Fukushima.
Yeah, I have another question. I'm wondering what your families think of all of this.
our family actually, like my family, support. They first, of course, it was hard for them to cope with differences, but they realized that true inside all this, and they now really helpful. Of course, their finances too very limited, so they cannot support us completely, but we have some help from them too. Not very big, but little.
Well, even besides financial support, emotional support is very important, to have people behind you that believe in you.
Of course, we mostly see them on Facebook, gathering people around, and we see, for example, you two, we appreciate all the support and everybody who is positive to radiation. We really, this is amazing. We love to see this change inside people.
So do you have these rocks that you have there? Do you put those for your family to also help them?
One more time, I bet here now.
The radium rocks that you have in your home, do you put those radium rocks in with your parents as well? Your parents?
No, they completely, no, we only have them here, close
For ourselves.
in our apartment for ourselves. This is, we completely not want to, involuntarily, irradiate any people or something like this. We're very careful about this, of course.
Mm-hmm. Because could you make them sick by giving them too much radiation too fast?
No, we definitely not. When we in contact with family on somebody, we are not wear any radiation sources and something like this. So we always only for ourselves. This is like our private thing, basically. They tolerate it, but we need to be careful, of course. Yeah.
One of our listeners in Scotland says that they have a lot to think about, that the information is incredible, and they thank you for telling us about it.
Mm-hmm.
And also, then, hold on. Can you read the question?
Okay, we have another question here. Someone would like to ask about receiving your consciousness from the Halley-Bopp Comet.
Yeah, Bob.
And when Fukushima happened.
How we receive consciousness.
Consciousness from Halley Comet and Fukushima. Describe it a little more. You can about Halley Comet and Chernobyl,
Halley Comet. This is of course our presence, our soul, radiation part have in all absolute. And when travel to planet Earth, we enter from very remote galaxy, very far from here, and a part of us they split. And some parts, for example, my part was on Halley Comet, but another part arrived on Earth. This was like seed, like beginning of life. They come inside Chernobyl nuclear power plant reactor number 4. And I was grown inside this reactor. I remember all very good. And in the moment of birth, I remember very good when this Halley Comet, she come in center directly, was some ray or flash, and feeling that part of my consciousness very fast come inside, and this was connection in this moment when Comet was most closer to planet Earth, in very good position. Mm-hmm. And in this moment, beginning this connection, and mm-hmm. I started to grow inside, and I started born very fast. Mm-hmm. And I remember after born when I was on concrete, and I look on starry sky, and I see this comet, very beautiful, and 3 planets. I don't know why I see these 3 planets, but I see Neptune, Pluto, Uranus, and I see them like 3, and inside this comet valley, and they will like create something like radiation sign on the sky, and this was like for me very big sign from birth.
And what about your mother and your father? How did they feel about you?
I don't know my father and mother. I really all my life don't know them. I never see my real father, mother. My parents never see. I only know that I from birth know, and I will even officially know later. But this was in 15 years. This was much later. But I know they adopt me. I know some people.
You never knew your real parents.
They kidnapped me from Chernobyl and bring me in another very big, very bad city, very bad place, especially to this adoptive family. And they put on me experiments. Before I forgot to tell, they put on me experiments because my body looks like not human. My body completely was different, and they pushed me some injection. I don't know. My body started to transform after that. And I become like, looks like human, but even first time after I incarnate, I remember my eyes were different and skin was different. And these creatures who adopt, they always like violent to me. They physically and mentally all time, every day, they create for me problems. They hated me, and I even not understand why they. I try to escape all time. I cannot. Finally, after 21 years, I escaped to Moscow because it was nightmare.
Almost about this consciousness question later. Regarding to Fukushima, this like because we're so much sensitive to any change in radiation background in environment. So this was like push for us, like awakening consciousness. Like it brought more energy to here and also to us.
It's not only surrender, it was physical manifestation. This was physical part of consciousness. That like getting free and came in body.
How old were you, Ziria, when they took you from Chernobyl?
One more time, please.
At what age did they adopt Ziria from Chernobyl?
At what time they take her from Chernobyl? At what age?
When the adoptive parents took her.
At what age?
After 3 years. 3 years.
Someone is asking, do you know other people that drink the uranium water, the radium water?
No, we don't know this.
Recently not, but in past there was one man, his name Galen Benford. There are videos with him on YouTube, and he like knew about radiation and positive effects, of course. And
he just show people that radiation is dangerous.
Not harmful.
Of course, he not eat this like for his pleasure, but he just show if he will be like treat uranium, for example, he will be not die from this, and this is completely not dangerous.
And someone is asking, can you say a few words in the language of radiation?
What exactly need to tell?
Well, just anything, I guess. I don't know.
Maybe part of your message.
Actually, if you remember on the interview I did with you in Moscow, I think you also, you did some.
Ja, deze nacht stappen in dat zin dan mee dat in alle door een echt aan dit en die kids. Maar dus mijn eigen niet kijken te staan in noten.
That's amazing.
That is amazing. Yes.
And can you tell us what you said, or do we want to know?
Do you want like explain message?
I just tell this was very pleasant, like this now very pleasant interview, and so many people here, and you with Stewart look very nice.
And So we have a question. I'm going to unmute the lady, Barbara. Barbara, you can ask your question, please.
Okay, thank you so much. I am Polish, and in other words, what you're saying is that when I was 25 or something, when the Chernobyl, there was a disaster of the radiation, would that be a good thing for me? That's what you're saying? Did I understood correctly?
Chernobyl disaster, if good thing for you. Of course, this was a very good thing for all humanity.
This is why my born, and this was a very important incident. After this incident, even started to born a new age of humanity. Of course, they in very big danger now, but people very often call them indigo, if you know. But this is people really in these different countries, and they started to born exactly after most biggest influence of radiation, and in any levels this is very good. Of course, a lot of people suffer more mentally. This is most important that humans, they first suffer mentally, and all this is in physical level. Of course, all blame this is radiophobia.
So would it be good for us to eat the fish and the algae and all the things in the Pacific Ocean to help increase the frequency of our bodies?
Oh, radiation level from fish are really very, very low. This is only maybe, I don't know, some fish completely close to reactor, maybe, but this is completely impossible. In real, fish accumulate not so much, but of course, a lot of situations come to Fukushima now. This is even good that people not eat this, because, for example, tuna.
Many fish, they accumulate.
Very rare type of fish, for example. I don't know how to translate it. Tuna.
Tuna. Basically, they accumulate a lot of radioisotopes.
For example, radium, they a lot of accumulate, and people now stop to catch them, as fish almost very rare, and now they all
disappear from
all come to the Fukushima area. All animals, all come specially because they feel that humans will not touch them. The same situation in Chernobyl. If you come now in Chernobyl and look, this is like heaven place. This is amazing place. Most rare animals live here. Most healthy, most rare animals, most rare fish, most rare birds. All animals, they feel they come to this radiation because this is safe for them. They go far from humans, and they feel this this place will be safe then.
Very interesting. So the lady from Poland is asking, so is it good for us to eat those foods then? Or what food is good for us to eat?
You can tell something about it if you want.
Of course, not acid food. Need remove all that can acidation, because most important, remove all that contain alcohol. Of course, remove nicotine like bad habits, but from food more important that contain acid, vinegar, alcohol.
Too much acid.
Meat too. Of course, somebody can eat meat, but not meat every day, or in very big amounts, for example. And of course, to try more eat vegetables that can be alkaline body, getting body alkaline, for example.
And
very easy way to alkaline body that have any human. This is salt, normal natrium chloride, salt, not iodine salt. Iodine salt very dangerous. Normal natrium chloride salt. This is really very weak, but alkaline creates alkaline in blood.
Mm-hmm. And someone else is asking that, do you think Fukushima and Chernobyl and other nuclear events help to awaken people because it influences their mind?
What we want to tell, one important fact that we forgot about Fukushima, because that all happens in Fukushima. This is, of course, natural disaster, because a lot of people try to tell this is some hard project or some CIA or some secret agency blow up. This is complete nonsense. This is all was intention of elements of nature. This is was earthquake. This was tsunami. This is was elements of nature. And all disasters that happens, they all happens because of elements of nature. In elements of nature, they know what they're doing, and they doing this because this is good and for people, for all planet. If this like against radiophobia, radiophobia increase, and this come like opposite to radiophobia. This is like punishment for the people have this radiophobia, for example. But it's not in bad sense punishment.
No punishment, like, new opportunity, I would say.
Like teach
more
them.
Like new
to
ways
adaptate, teach them to adaptate to this. This is like
so in Japan, you would say that it was not a human-made disaster, but it's something that the radiation itself did in order to purposely uplift humanity.
This, of course, yes, intention of elements of nature to uplift consciousness of humanity and to like give opportunity to really to destroy mind program radiophobia and like start new way, start without like radiation fear or something like this.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's a very interesting theory. I mean, for you, I know for me, it's still a theory because I don't know it like you do. But I listen because I think it's very interesting what you're sharing.
Yes.
We were happy about this.
Yes, yes.
Very happy to share.
Yeah. Of course, we now understand this our mission, because we not just have this knowledge in common this planet. We have a lot of things doing here, but now we understand our mission brings this to humanity, this knowledge, not just for no reason common this planet. And a lot of people incarnate now. Like they do have a lot of like now a lot of people who try to bring new knowledge to humanity, like old dogma, all this they not work anymore.
No, it's very difficult.
Complete change